Good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're watching me. This is Rebecca Mercedes, your host for Life and Situations. Tonight, me and my friend, we just decided to do our little girls get together, just me and her, just talk about the things that we women talk about. This is Life and Situations. Remember, in life, you're going to have situations. Your situations will determine your future, so be prepared on how you deal with those situations, because your present does dictate your future. Consequences in everything. First, before we start, I just have to let you know that this presentation is being presented by Organic Gold Coffee. Do you see it like I see it? Organic Gold Coffee. For a healthy lifestyle, drink a healthy coffee. Organic Gold. My favorite is the Cafe Mocha. For more information, please go on to www.RebeccaWilliams7.organigold.com. Once again, that is RebeccaWilliams7.organigold.com. Okay, and our next sponsor is A Better Way of Learning Educational Services. Start your school year off right. If you're in the South Florida area watching this, start your school year off right. Hire a tutor. Don't let your child suffer. Start them off right. Go to our website, which is www.abetterwayoflearning.com. That is www.abetterwayoflearning.com. And we hope to see you and post your comments and whatever else you want to say onto our website at lifeandsituations.blogspot.com. That is lifeandsituations.blogspot.com. As well as listen to me. I'm on Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday midnight, 12, at blogtalkradio.com. That is blogtalkradio.com/life and situations. So join me. I also do what else do I do? I also do Google Plus, and I'm also thank you. Join me, Facebook.com/life and situations. You'll see a little girl playing in the rain. That's me. Well, that's not me. That's my signature statement. Okay. Now, since we're here and we're ready to talk, but wait before we go into anything. I know I promote the coffee, but for all of y'all, for all of you adults, it's Saturday night, Friday night, whatever night you just got paid, wherever you listen to this. Raise your glasses up. I'm a Grey Goose chick. Okay? Raise your glasses up. Celebrate life and celebrate it responsibly. Okay? Don't drink and drive. Drink and stay home. If you don't get drunk, stay home and get drunk. Let me do my little sippy sip for you. Ready? It's good. You already had yours. This is my friend Debbie. Hello. Now you just finished having on your Tina Turner wig, and that's all you got to say. Y'all, I was trying to fix her up. Since she knows she's gonna be on Google and YouTube and all that, so I was trying to fix her up. She got that little bun stuck up there like she wanted the church mother.
Let the church say amen.
Amen. Woo! Hallelujah.
Crazy.
How they say? Tie your bow tie, tie it tight, tie it tight. We are gonna pick in here. I pick at everybody, anybody, black, white, Hispanic, all y'all get picked at. So, Church of God in Christ, Kojic, Church of God, what? Jehovah Witness.
You just shouting it out.
What? I pick at everybody. Non-denominational. You don't know what you want. Buddhist, Hinduism, Allah, Jehovah, what you want to call them, Lord, Yahweh. Oh, we gonna talk about you all. Hello. I'm gonna talk about you all. But anyway, I tried to put her on a wig, y'all. She looked like Tina Turner. I didn't say it. I wish I would have had a clip. I didn't say she looked like Tina Turner. She's the one who said she looked like Tina Turner. You know, like, eat the cake, anime.
Cake anime.
Eat the cake. Okay. We were talking about earlier about something that really bothers me, and it is bothering me, and I talk to my friends, I talk to my mothers, and you're going to see a lot of things that when I go out in the community, how I'm going to talk to people about the political campaigns and what's going on. Now, excuse me. One thing that bothers me and has always bothered me is men trying to tell women what to do with their bodies. Now, if you look on my blog, I talk about that. Is stop telling me what to do. And we're going to talk about it, but I want to present it to them since they're not here talking with us. I want to present it to you. As a woman, okay, I have been on assistance. I did not graduate from the college that I graduated from, and I'm not going on to continue my education to need assistance. But I am a single mother, and I think it kind of pisses me off at the fact that, you know, the government wants to tell you, let me put it, mankind wants to tell you what you should do with your body, but yet when it's time for you to try and get assistance or even try and get child support, they make you literally jump through hoops. For example, you know, I have to jump through hoops to try and get child support, but I don't even get it on a regular basis. Okay, but yet this man, sperm donor, can get away with paying child support whenever he feels like it, or gives, you know, the runaround, oh, I don't have a job, or, you know, I don't have a job, and just pay, what, maybe $50 every 6 months.
Unacceptable.
That's all you got to say?
That's unacceptable.
Tell me, please. I wish I could castrate him. I'm being honest. I wish I could castrate him. But yet, he gets to pay money when he wants to, but I can't just pop up and be a mom when I want to. I have to be a mom, you know, 7 days, 24 hours a day. Even when she's off at school, which school is starting back. Woo!
Praise the Lord.
Okay, school is starting back for us down here in South Florida. You know, I'm still concerned about my daughter and when she goes to school. Now, I was reading where, if I'm not mistaken, a young lady died. She had leukemia, but because of the process, I think, in her state for abortion was being held up, she was unable to get an abortion. So she's dead. Homegirl is dead. Now, my thing to you is, there we go again with trying to tell women what to do. Talk to them. Let's talk. Let's talk.
No one has the right to tell you what to do with your body.
But if you leave it up to them, if you leave it up to the government, if you leave it up to Mitt Romney, yes, they will. They'll set us back by 50 years. You might as well go into segregation of school.
Oh, no, that's communistic or something. Nobody has the right to tell you what to do with your
That's more
body.
like a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Ooh. So that's my thing with that. You were saying about Debbie here.
Was it?
No, I'm gonna let them know about you, about how you're going through dialysis, and your dialysis comes on from your what? It's called
End-stage renal failure.
Well, it came on from your diabetes, correct? Or did you already have that before you had?
Actually, it was a complication of being a diabetic for 22, 25 years, something like that. That's one of the complications.
So you went into renal failure. Now you have to go through dialysis, and you were saying about something about after you had Caleb, your baby, you had another one, and what happened there?
5 doctors came to talk to me, and they said, oh, after we ran tests and taken samples of, taking labs and things, it would be in my best interest to get a medically necessary abortion.
Okay, you said medically
That's the term they use. Medically necessary.
abortion. But say if Mitt Romney was to put his stamp of approval upon this, at that time you would not have been able to get that abortion. This is what I'm talking about. You have women that have medical conditions, because you're not the only one. Because see, I have fibroids, and they told me that in order for them to remove my fibroids, I need to have an abortion with my baby Chloe. And when you go into my Facebook and when you go into my blog, that little girl, like I said, playing in the rain, that's my baby. So for me, it was as soon as they said, well, you need to get an abortion, I immediately, said no. And in my heart, I cried out to God, asking God, to help me through this. And my daughter will be 6 the end of this year. So, my daughter is a testimony, a miracle, really, to what God can do and just believing in God. I'm just going to call it like that, believing in God. But you decided to get a medical necessary abortion. But what if you would not have gotten an abortion?
I think about that every day. At the time, there was a lot going on. I already had a son, and I was a single mom.
How old was Caleb?
He was born in February, so that was June.
Wow.
He was born in February '07, and that was June of '08.
Wow, almost a year and a couple months later.
And I was struggling as a single mom. And it was just a lot going on. I had been sick and in between jobs, and people were in my ear, and I couldn't make the correct decision. At the time, I was scared because I already have pre-existing health conditions. What if this child comes, I go through with this pregnancy, I have to be in the hospital the whole time. What if this baby comes with other medical issues? It was a gamble, really, because they said with all the health conditions, pre-existing conditions that I was going through, which was hypertension, diabetes. I had beginning end-stage renal failure, but the percentage wasn't that bad. So I made the medically necessary decision to go ahead and have an abortion. And on top of that, another doctor came and talked to me, and he said it would be in my best interest to have a tubal ligation, which is the tying of the tube so you don't get pregnant anymore.
Well, did you do that? Did you use tubes out?
I certainly did, because I did it out of fear. But even today, I question my decision and my choice. Was that the right decision? Was that the right choice to make at that time? I question it every day. What could have been? What could have happened?
But see, that's my thing. That's really my thing when it comes to a woman having an abortion. Me personally, I am not for abortions. But I'm also not for someone telling a woman what to do with her body. Because if you start with her body, then we don't have, we don't have a say-so. You mean tell me I don't have a say-so over my own body? I can't, have a say-so over my own body? But yet you're supposed to be able to tell me what I can and can't do, over my own body. So to me, that's a big issue. And I don't have a problem with you having an abortion, because when it's all said and done, a woman has to answer to that person. A woman has to answer to that abortion. And I've met a lot of women that when they have abortions, they can still remember, oh, this is the day I had my abortion. This is my baby's birthday. I was supposed to have this baby. I mean, this is something that haunts a woman for the rest of their life, and it depends on the woman. So, I know a lot of people that have had abortions, and then I know even within my family, I know women that have lost their babies. Like my mom, she had a son before me. He had a hole in his heart. This was back in 1973. So they didn't have the technology that they have now to go and maybe, close up your heart. So these are things that my mother, had a child to die before me. So I was the wish baby. You know, they was hoping and praying over me. And then I have a sister who lost her child, and that's something, and I was 10 years old, and I'm in my 30s now. So that was something that still haunts me, and even still haunts, you know, our family has an issue with that to this day. And that wasn't an abortion. That was just a child that died at an early age. So when you start talking about a woman and whether she has the right to have an abortion or not, you know, that's truly, how could I say, it should be a woman's decision, because when it's all said and done, it is the woman's decision, and she's the one that has to deal with it, you know, for the rest of her life. Now, I'm going to have you laughing at this one. The other day, when I was on my Google Plus, and you will see, you can listen to this on blogtalkradio.com/life and situations. I was also doing my, like I said, Google Plus, where I'm on like this now, and I have a lot of people where we're able to talk through Skype. And I really love to hear different people's opinions about things. I'm not, you know, I used to be the type of person where I thought, you know, people had to think like me, but as you get older in life, you realize that people don't have to think like you. We don't have to agree. As long as you have to do is you need to respect me, and don't cross the lines of, you know, I have the right to protect myself. That's National Rifle Association's book. There's on that. Hello, holla at somebody. No, bang, but
bang bang.
Okay, bang 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 bang. No, but my thing is, I was talking about priest. You know, priest.
Men of the cloth.
Men of the cloth. Priest. Catholics.
Okay.
Should a priest be able to get married? Ponder that. Salah.
My opinion, yes.
Why?
Because there's a scripture in the Bible that says it's better to marry than to burn.
Okay.
Which, in my interpretation, that is saying it's better to marry than to be out here horny as a man, and, you know, you can't handle your urges or your desire to have sex.
Okay, so put the Bible to the side. And I'm not being funny. Put the Bible to the side.
Okay.
For people that don't believe in God. I mean, just, they don't believe in God. We're gonna speak on everybody's level.
Okay.
Let's say, because I believe, I'm with you, I believe that priests should get married. Okay? And I even went back to, even throughout every religion, men are able to marry. And you have those sexual desires. You get horny. I don't care.
Yes,
You be all up in God. You still get horny. You know? You should be able to get married. And I agree with you. Because you have sexual desires. You have needs as a human being that needs to be met. And my thing is, if they're not being met by a woman, who are they being met by?
Okay, you done opened a whole nother Pandora's box on that one, because we're seeing the rise in molestation of children. We're seeing the rise in all kind of criminal, just horrible criminal acts against children.
Not even children. Oh, you should have been on my talk. You should have been with me yesterday, last night.
I mean, you know, in the media and the news, and it's not propaganda. They're just telling the truth, and they're pushing the issue that, quote, the Catholic Church had a lot of issues with this. A lot of people, adults coming back and saying, oh, I was molested, or I was touched, or, you know, I was fondled, and that sort of thing. And that's messing, I feel like that's messing up people today. It's taking away the innocence of a child, and they're growing up, and they don't know who they are.
No, it's a
And what they
violation.
want.
It's a violation of the body. And another thing that I talked about too was, if a person is violated, raped or molested, should the victim be able to perform that same act that was performed on them?
Whoa.
More like an eye for an eye. And one woman, a couple people was like, no, you shouldn't do that. Some people said no. A lot of people say no. I said, yeah, hell yeah, you should. You know why? Because if you were to do that over in other countries where they do, and I'm going to use Saudi Arabia because I am an educator and I have had students from that part of the world. They say when you do certain things, the crime is very, very high stakes. And when you do things like that, it makes people stop and think. It really does. It makes people stop and think before they do that crime. It'll make people stop and think about being a thief, raping people, molesting people, just things that are violent against the human body in general. Because my thing is, when you really sit back and think about it, Debbie, issues that you have as a young person, if you have a broken child, then you have a broken adult. And the cycle just continues and continues and continues and continues. And in psychology, we have what we call aversion therapy. You can do shock therapy. You can do all these kind of therapies to help people. But if they've been perverted, as we could say, and if they have been, and if these things have been done to them, a lot of people can't get over these things. Like, I've had a student where she was molested from, I think she was like 6 to 11. And she was more on she asked me, she said, well, teacher, am I a virgin if someone, molested me? And I told her, yes, you are, because it wasn't consensual. If someone took it from you, you're still a virgin until you give it away. Now, when you give it away, you're not a virgin anymore. But she was a girl interrupted. And when you have perverts of that nature hurting our children, those children become adults. And I don't think that it is right. I think that, and to be honest with you, a lot of molestation goes on in the homes. A lot of molestation with the children goes on by people that they know. And me as a mother, and you as a mother, you have a boy, I have a girl, I don't know. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and tell you, I don't know what I'll do. Because this is being recorded, I do know what I will do, but I'm not going to put it on TV. Hello, as to what I will do. Because I'm a Southerner, and I know 27 and the Everglades and all those other roads, because I'm a native Floridian. And then I'm the back roads in Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi. Hello, somebody. Woo!
I don't care about the camera. I will kill you. Straight up, no chaser. You dead.
What, you the 15th child out of 5th? She the youngest out of 15 kids?
Touch mine. And I will sit in jail with my legs crossed and smoke a cigarette. And I don't even smoke.
Why you gonna sit in jail? If they don't have the body, then they can put you in jail. CSI all day long. If they don't have no body.
I'm not that coordinated.
See, you have to be methodical. You have to think your stuff out. You just can't go and kill the person. Oh, Lord. Well, anyway. Can't get us together. We about the kids, like Trick Daddy say. Trick love the kids. Oh, Jesus. What? Okay, Trick love the kids. What? Get some hardware, some choppers, some AKs, 9mm. I'd be like law-abiding citizen. My husband, Gerald Butler, and my other life, Gerald Butler. I love you, Gerald Butler.
I'm still on Girl Interrupted.
Seriously.
That's one of my favorite movies.
But that's what happened to one of my students. And I could hear when she would talk to me. I would hear when she was 15 and she would go back to that little girl's voice, and I would tell her, okay, come up to your big girl's voice, use your big girl's voice, because I could always hear that. And she was a girl interrupted. And then you have, okay, by now she's an adult. Okay? So now she may have issues with having a real relationship. She may not want a man to touch her. She may not be able to get intimate with a man. I remember when I took my students to a court, so they could see a real live hearing. Okay, and when we walked in there, one of the men in there reminded her of her molester, and she froze. And she was like, and she just froze, and she said, teacher, he reminds me of the man. And I told her, I said, look at me. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I taught some bad kids at that time. That was back in 2003. They were bad. They fall. Okay, they fall. The woman that owned the school, she should have advertised it as an alternative school. She would have got more money for it. But my kids were bad, and they fought. So, and I told her, I said, look at me, and look at your classmates. Do you really think that we would let anybody harm you? And see, my thing to that is, I would not let anyone harm my daughter. I would not let anyone harm my students. So I had to reassure her that I'm not going to let him hurt you. I'm not going to let him hurt you. And then, if I jump, my kids jumping. My students jumping too. Them students were just waiting to fight.
If one fight, we all gonna fight.
If Miss Williams jumped, all of us jumping in. So I had to reassure my student that, there was nothing that was going to happen to you that I would allow to happen to you. It's just so many things that I really want to talk about that we should talk about. And maybe what I'm going to start doing, and you'll notice this, I'm going to go out into the communities and just start talking with the people. That's what I'm going to start doing, just start talking with the people. And I hope that you would go on to blogtalkradio.com/life and situations. Also become a fan at facebook.com, life and situations, as well as www.lifeandsituations.blogspot.com. I would really love to hear from you, hear what you have to say. Again, we are, this is being sponsored by Organic Gold Coffee for a healthy life. Drink a healthy coffee, Organic Gold. And also by A Better Way of Learning Educational Services, a tutoring center. Start your school year off right. Hire a tutor. Please go to the website www.abetterwayoflearning.com. That is www.abetterwayoflearning.com. I hope to hear from you. Till next time, this is your host, Rebecca Mercedes, with Life and Situations. Be blessed. Always remember, as long as you keep breathing, your situations and your life will get better. Blessings. Have a great day.